to 3 minutes.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Good, how are you?
Good.
So Eugenie and Brad were saying that Castiel is actually going to have a lot to say to Sam and Dean about fate and free will going into this season. Can you tease us just with that?
No.
Okay.
But it's true. I can corroborate their story. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the question of fate and free will, I mean, Eugenie and Brad talked about it on the panel, but that is really big. It's the biggest twist, I think, going into this new season. I mean, seeing all of the souls from hell rising up in the corpses of the dead feels like an epic supernatural season finale and a good way to start a season. But it also feels like, yeah, we've kind of seen things like that before, too. The twist going into this season that makes it different is that we're also discovering that God is our nemesis and that he has been scripting every step of our path so far. And that is a really tough pill to swallow for people that feel like they've been fighting the fight all along. So breaking out of that is going to be really important this season.
During your final break after the show ends, what will you be doing? I know you do a lot with your charity work. Are you going to take sort of a break and breathe for a little while?
I have been thinking of the coming of the second half of 2020 as a hiatus. I'm trying to carve that out, so I'm trying to say no to really exciting opportunities that might come up. Partly because I have a lot of things that I've been trying to work on over the last several years, and a lot of them were projects that I started thinking, as soon as Supernatural's over, I'll wrap this up, but then Supernatural never ended, and so I have these, like I've been trying to get a movie going that I've been working on and have a script for like 7 years. It's like, oh, can we get that done, So having the time off from Supernatural is going to allow me to do things like that. I'm also working on a book of poetry that I'm going to, it's almost done, and I'll be, I don't know, there might be like offshoots of this family cookbook that me and my wife wrote that's called, I'm not plugging it, the Adventurous Eaters Club. It's about family cooking and coalescing the family around food, and also how to like buck the trends of the insidious American kids menu. And pre-sales started for that this weekend, so if you plug it out, we don't know.
So we're not plugging the club.
Yeah. Subtly, but really hard. But yeah, I don't know. I guess there's all of those things, and just the prospect of, I think, not to treat this as a therapy session, but for a long time on Supernatural, was like, all right, I kind of get it. I know what's happening. I can go to work, and work isn't, after a long time playing the same character, it wasn't like, it didn't feel like a big challenge, and it didn't feel like it was like really working my creative muscles. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'll just, I actually have a schedule that's manageable. I get episodes off. I'll feather in my own creative projects, and then and I'll do that, until the show is done. And I feathered in way too many things, and then ended up having no free time, and have been kind of, burning myself out a little bit. And partly I thought, well, I'll do this just for a little while, just until the show's done. But then again, the show never ended. So it went on, for a decade, and now the prospect of having some time and space is really exciting. So there are silver linings to the end of the show. It's bittersweet. We're all very sad about a lot of aspects of the ending of the show, but there's also, there's also a hole in the calendar coming up, and that's a nice thing for me, at least. But we're gonna miss each other. We're gonna miss the fandom. We're gonna miss being famous. So sad. We're not gonna get special treatment anymore.
If you found out that you had no free will, how would you react to that? What is one thing that you might think back and be like, wow, I can't believe?
Well, I mean, ironically, that is also bittersweet, because on the one hand, it feels like, well, what have I been trying so hard for all along? On the other hand, it absolves you of all of your sin.
Well, that's true.
All of your fuck-ups you give yourself for.
And now I have to take him